Do you ever order stuff that you really just don't need? Well, that's exactly what I did, and I even put on the receipt. You're a dumbass for ordering this. I ordered myself a Ducky One 2 SF mechanical keyboard, but I really love it. Like, I am very happy with it, even though my bank account says otherwise. The point of today's video is to walk you through what this keyboard is, but I'm not going to go through the standard features like how the key sounds when it clicks and how nice it is when it types. I'm going to go through the weird features that you cannot find on any other keyboard, but yet it's on this keyboard, and it's really cool but really unnecessary at the same time. So let's get into it. So how about let's start where the keyboard actually has games. Why not put games into a keyboard if you're spending $125, right? So the keyboard has two different games. It has this gamble mode and it has Minesweeper. Gamble will like pick a side and a color, or it'll pick like a quadrant and a color. Kind of weird. I'll just show you that real quick. So you actually are going to push FN Alt and then hold down in for 3 seconds. It'll pull up the gamble game, and you just push aside, like it'll just start flashing left and right and all the stuff. You just push a button and it'll pick a side and a color, and then if you hold FN Alt M, it's going to pull up the same gamble mode, but it's gonna have four quadrants and just go like a circle and start flashing or whatever. So then you push a button, it'll pick a quadrant and a circle, or and a color, I mean. So if you want to tell your four friends who's gonna be the captain, you just say bottom left or whatever, and it's gonna pick randomly. I really don't know the use case for it. Maybe if you're trying to flip a coin but you don't have a coin, you just use your keyboard to pick a side. And then also has Minesweeper. So Minesweeper on this keyboard is where you push FN, Alt, and comma. You hold it down for 3 seconds, and it'll pull up the Minesweeper game. So it will randomly select one key out of the entire keyboard to be the mine, and all the other keys are fine. So when you push a key, it'll blink and light up either red or green. Green means you're good and you keep playing, and red means that's the mine. So you keep doing it until you fill up the entire keyboard without clicking the mine. And I think if you win, you get a animation, but I haven't won yet, so that's okay. I'll try to win. So with this keyboard, you can actually move the mouse. Why? I don't know, but you just push FN and then WASD to move the mouse, and you click by pushing Q. Left click is Q and right click is E. I rarely use it, but it's a cool feature, right? If your mouse runs out of battery or something, or I don't know, something happens with your mouse. So now for the less weird stuff, but still kind of interesting that you can't find on other keyboards. So this keyboard has a lighting feature that when you push the button, it'll like send out a wave. It's reactive. It's like a reactive ripple. I've never seen it before, but it's really cool. So when you push a button, it'll actually like send out a wave of light, and you can change the speed and stuff, but like pretty cool. The next mode that's kind of weird you can't find is the radar mode. So it's like a radar going around in a circle in the color that you want, and you pick the speed, but that's another feature. The next weird thing is this is a 65% keyboard, which you really don't find at all. Like, it's hard to find a 65% keyboard, but the reason why I like this so much is because it still has the dedicated left, up, down, and right keys, so for the arrows and whatever. And also has the home, page up, and page down buttons, which I don't really use those that much, but having the arrow keys is kind of important to me. One thing that's not weird is ExpressVPN. I've been working with them for a while now, and I know they have the best service out there for VPN. So if you're interested and you need a VPN service, that's the one. Just click the link down below. You can actually record macros on this keyboard, which is cool, and you don't have to waste space on your desk for dedicated macro keys like other keyboards like the Logitech and other ones like that. So you can actually record and customize the keys that you want to be for macros, and you can push this button and it'll do all this certain stuff. You can go through and do whatever you want. I don't quite understand it, but it's a cool feature to have for those who want that feature. The next thing is the profiles that you can have on this keyboard. So this allows you to have different functions for the different macros. So what I'm trying to say is if you're a profile 1 and you make a macro for FNL, so when you push FNL, it opens a new tab, right? Well, that's in profile 1. But when you switch over to profile 2 and you click FNL, it maybe, you know, turns up the volume or does something else that you program. So you have 6 different profiles that you can use for all your different macros. So let's just say you wanted to have one of your profiles for Chrome, another for like your editing software, and another for whatever else like Spotify or music. Well, you can do that with this keyboard, and it's really cool. Like I said, so you just program your macros to whichever profile that you want, and you switch your profile just by pushing FN, Alt, and then the number. The one thing I don't like about this keyboard is how you cannot change the brightness of the backlight. So on the other keyboard I've been using, the TechWare Phantom, I made a video about it a long time ago. But anyways, that keyboard, you can turn up and down the brightness, which is nice because, you know, if I'm trying to go to sleep, I could just turn down the brightness of the keyboard. Whereas this keyboard, I have to actually like turn off the backlight or unplug it or whatever, so it won't bother me while I sleep. So the full review will come out soon, but for now, thank you for watching. See you.